Okay.
So I put the camera facing my desk area so I can go over what we use for our frog unit study. My kids love this unit study. I try to do at least some type of different type of science for our unit studies. Like I try to throw in biology, chemistry, earth science by just taking different unit studies. This was actually our biology unit study, and with our biology unit study we did frogs. We probably won't do another science unit study until maybe December, because now we're going to move on back to history. I try to rotate between history and science, so I think our next unit study will be snow, and both my 6-year-old and my 10-year-old would do that together. Okay, now the frog unit study. I hope this is in frame. Let me lift this up some. Okay, that may be better. This is my science book I usually use for nature, biology. I usually just pull from this. This has a section on frogs. How nice. This talks about different things about frogs, how they move, the defense that they may use. It also talks about other things in nature, lizards, salamanders, how things camouflage in nature, how does wings work. So I usually take this book and use it with our unit studies just as a reference guide. It's a DK book. Can't go wrong with the DK book. I like DK Smithsonian in books, especially. I think I have the world history one, and I have another one I can't recall, but I know I have the world history one. But this is one of the books that we use for science, for reference, and we use this for our frog unit study. The next book that I have this Science Fusion textbook. I don't follow this textbook from cover to cover. I pull things from this to use, and it has something in here about life cycles, and we use this for our frog unit study to learn about life cycles. We use this to learn about life cycles because I'm going to show you in a few what else we use for life cycles. But I just pulled from this just as a reference guide as well. I actually got this from eBay real cheap, so that's why I picked it up. And next reference guide that we use that I really love, and we kind of sort of did follow this one from cover to cover. We read this entire book for frogs, and this is called Explore a Frog. I love this because every part of the frog that you talked about, whether it was the nervous system, the digestive system, it had the different, make sure this is in frame, it had the different parts of the frog that you were talking about, so you can reference it. Like the digestive system, and talk about how the tongue pulls in the prey, and you can see, I hope you can see it, it's a little fly on this right here. You make it closer so you can see the fly. You see the little fly on the tongue? Yes, my 6-year-old loved that. And we read this one from cover to cover. This book was very, 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 very useful. My kids love this book, and this is a great book to keep in our collection. So anytime we talk about different parts of not just frogs, but how different parts of the body and why we have different parts and what does those parts do. So that was very useful. Another book that we use, and I got two for both of my kids to follow along, is Let's Investigate with Nate. It talks about life cycle. We really try to concentrate on life cycles with the frog and the different phases that the frog go through. But this life cycle this book rather does not just talk about frogs. It talks about different life cycles for dogs, squirrels, humans. My son, I don't know what this is. I don't know how that got in there. My son loved this because in this book they talk about poop. So he thought that was very funny. But Let's Investigate with Nate. I love his books. I think this may be the only one we have now. We had another one, but I can't find it. I forgot what it was about, but I'm planning on picking up more books from Let's Investigate with Nate. I like these books. They also have a hands-on science experiment that you could follow along that we also did. So this was fun. Next, I Don't Want to Be a Frog. Every time we do a unit study, I like to do a little funny little book just to make it interesting. You can learn a lot from these little books as well. You can learn about different things, and this was just a fun book to read. This was just something that I read out loud to them. I like to do read alouds when we do unit study. This is another read aloud that we did. It's a pop-up book. It's called The Wide Mouth Frog. This was fun, as you can see. The kids love this book because of the pop-ups. Splash. And so did I. So this was a good book. And I think that's all the books that we use for our unit study. Now let me get into certain different things that we did during our unit study. One thing is I got this puzzle right here from Amazon. How did you open this? I forgot how you open it. Oh, here you go. There. This puzzle is like one of those stand-up puzzles. I like this puzzle because it was different, and you just stand the puzzle up on this board as you make it. And we didn't stand it up till we made a little piece of it first, and then we stood it up there. But you put this up here and you just fill in the parts of the puzzle, and it's not going to do it now because I need more pieces, but it's a nice little puzzle. You put it on the easel and you just put the puzzle pieces inside here, and it was just something fun to do. And when I do unit studies, I like to get some hands-on activities. The hands-on activities tend to make the unit studies fun and come to life, so that's why I like to do hands-on activities. And this puzzle, I love this. It's called Creative Wooden Puzzle. I think I got this from Amazon as well. I may have to pick up some more of these. I just like the look of this puzzle. Next, and I'll probably put it in a clip here as well, we did a frog dissection kit, but before we actually did the actual real frog dissection kit, I had a plastic set that I got from Amazon. It was like some type of slime inside of it, and it was like a fake dissection kit. We did that first before we actually did this frog dissection kit. So I entered a clip for both, and this was fun. My 10-year-old was totally grossed out, but we learned a lot. I played a video as we were dissecting and tell you all about the parts and what to do next and what to look for next and what to open next, cut open next rather. And we just follow along and we learn about different parts of the body and what those different parts of the body within the frog does. And it brought everything to life from all the reference books we had, like the frog feet and the webbing and how the tongue flicks out. So doing that, we actually learned a lot. And also I think we learned in one of the reference guides books that the frog head is flat. So we was able to look at a real frog and see how flat his head is. So that's always fun when we do the dissection kit. I mean, any type of hands-on activity, because it gave my kids a chance to put on their goggles and get their little knife and scalpels out. So that's always real fun. I like to do that with my kids even though they're young, because it gives them an opportunity to do things that they don't have to wait for. I mean, if you're working on a frog, why not get a frog to dissect? So that was it. With that, with the frog dissection kit, but I meant to show this first, so I'll show it now. This is the life cycle stuff that I get. I got life cycle, I think I get these from Amazon. I got it for plants, butterflies, got it for all types of things, but this is the one we use for frog. This is a little hands-on to show the kids exactly the stages a frog go through. And then we also had a chance to talk about human life cycles, how we develop at the same time. and it was a lot of fun. I think the next unit study we do, I'm actually going to video us doing a unit study and me interacting with the kids, so you can see what we do, and you can see how my kids react. Also, with unit studies, I like to find videos, and for the frog unit study, I think we watched Magic School Bus, a video from Magic School Bus about frogs. I think it was called Hopping or something like that. I can't remember, but I always like to end it or with a video to watch, just talking about everything we did, or even if it's a movie about frogs, even if it's like a Disney movie or anything like that. I like to always find a movie to watch in reference to what we're doing. It doesn't have to be educational, but just in reference to what we're doing. And I think that's it. That's about all that we did with frogs. Like I said, it was only I tried to do the unit studies for no longer than 2 weeks, but this one I think went on to like 3 weeks because I didn't want to move on yet because we're supposed to be going on vacation. So I wanted to wait until we go on vacation before we start something new. And so far, guys, this school year has been going.
Sure enough, we've got some more fat bodies right there. And we have something called the spleen. So we have gallbladder up here, but here's the spleen right here. And we also have